91% of recruiters have shared they seek candidates who have relevant professional experience. And having a resume with strong wording that is customized for different positions helps you to stand out in the applicant pool. Hiring managers favor job seekers with relevant professional experience, so having a high-impact resume with tailored descriptions helps get you noticed. Unfortunately, if you do not highlight the specific experiences and skills recruiters are looking for in your resume, you may end up in the discard pile. Yes, even if you are the most qualified person for the job. To avoid the discard pile, you can easily change up your resume to stand out. Many employers utilize what is called an applicant tracking system, or ATS for short. This system is mostly used to see if your application is worth looking at by using technology to scan your documents for specific keywords or phrases. Customizing your resume helps you to have a better chance to pass the system and move on to a human recruiter. Before you start the resume customization, you will want to begin with a basic resume. If you have not yet watched that video, be sure and review the basics resources. Once you have the basics down, then you can start creating your customized document. So, how do you customize your resume to avoid discard piles? I'm glad you asked. You can start by analyzing several different position descriptions for your industry. Doing this research helps you to identify the key points and responsibilities that employers are seeking. Remember, we don't need to apply to all of these positions, we're just doing research. You can look at position descriptions from any geographic location. Then, make a list of skills, experiences, technology, and knowledge you see on position descriptions. Make note of which ones you see most often. Another great tool you can utilize is ONET. ONET is the premier source of occupational information in the United States, thanks in part to the ONET database containing information on hundreds of occupations. You can search for specific occupations and learn about the various experiences, knowledge, and skills individuals who work in that industry have or should have. So what makes ONET unique? The database was initially created using a group of occupation analysts, and that information is updated annually by occupation surveys and occupation experts. So aside from being crazy accurate, it's also free. Whenever you are customizing your resume to match a position description, you should look specifically for two things. The first being keywords. So looking at keywords in the job description is very important because then you can add those keywords to your specific document. The second area that you should look for are employer expectations. So what special skills or experiences, knowledge, or technologies does the employer request in their position description? Make sure to do your research on the organization in addition to reading the position description. As you're doing research, make sure you customize your resume for the organization to which you are applying. Hiring practices absolutely vary by organization, so your resume may in fact look very different depending on the company to which you are applying. Once you have all of this information, you can begin customizing your resume to align with the position description. Time for a brief technology tip. Because you will likely be creating several variations of your resume, you want to be mindful that you don't lose any of your previous work. If you're using Google Documents to create your resume, you can use the Make a Copy feature, so that way you have a copy of your initial document. Or if you're using a Microsoft program, you can use File Save As. If you're using the Mac version of Pages, the File Save As version works there too. And while we're at sharing tips, one of the most important resume tips is to carefully proofread your document and adjust your resume before you apply for any position. And that's it. That's customization of resumes in a nutshell. Be sure to utilize all of the tools and resources to help you stand out in the crowd of applicants.